Grid references are a useful means of identifying a particular spot on the map. We can use two different types of grid references for a location. We can use a 4-grid grid reference that will give us a kilometre square. We can use a 6-figure grid reference, which each grid is 100 metres inside the kilometre. To know a 4-grid reference, to do a 4-grid reference, we need to know two things. We need to know the eastings, which are the numbers running sideways, which are the numbers down here running sideways, and we need to know the northings, which are the numbers running upwards. Say for example I want to go to grid square 2269. We need to first find 22, which is the eastings. So 22. And now we need to know 69, which are the northings. So 2269. So this square is 2269. This is our 4-grid reference, which is a kilometre wide. See, now we want to do a 6-grid reference. The only difference is we have an extra number on this grid reference for each easting northing. So again, I want to have 228 and 692. First off, we need to know the eastings, and we can do that two ways. 228 we can split down to just 22, which is our 4-grid reference, which is this. And then 692 we can split down into our 4-grid reference again, which is obviously 69, which is this grid again, but this time we have 8 aside it, so each of these squares are split up into 100 metres. So there's two ways of calculating this. You can use a compass and put it on this square here. This is using this compass on a 1 to 25,000 scale, which is this map. We'll split this grid reference up to 100 metres each, and maybe you can see these numbers down here, but if you line this up on the grid square, this will each give you 100 metres. So 2 to 8, which is here, so this is our easting 2 to 8, and now we want to know 692. So again, we put it to this corner here and line it up on 0, like this. 0, 1, 2. So 228, 0, 1, 2. Move across, and it's this parking square here. So this is our 6-figure grid reference. So what are the main features of a compass? Well, we have this compass housing. This compass housing will mark the whole bearing, so from 0 to 360 degrees. Each line here is 2 degrees, going all the way around to 360. We also have the magnetic needle, which is this pointy thing here. The red side is the north side of the needle. The white side is the south side of the needle. So if we want to go north, the red line will you usually line up to the north. So for example, wherever this will go, you line it up and point us in that direction. We also have this arrow here. This arrow here is the orienteering arrow. This orienteering arrow always stays at north. So if I turn this arrow around, like so, like this always points north. This is good if we have a bearing of 39. So for example, if this bearing of 39 and we want to go with it, we will have to line the north arrow into this orienteering arrow to head us in the right direction. So we'll turn it until this goes north. So these two are all lined up, the two north arrows, and then we'll have a look at the direction of travel arrow. This direction of travel arrow points us in the direction we want to go. So at the moment we want to go on a bearing of 39 degrees, which will be in this direction here. Also, we have the map scales. These map scales will usually line up on a grid to give us one square. So we have the 1 in 50,000 for the less detailed maps, and we have the 1 in 25,000, which is the more detailed maps like this.
That's it.
Alright, now I'm going to teach you how to do a bearing. So I am at this car park here right now, and I want to go to this car park here right now. So the first thing I want to do is I want to line up the two car parks together with this compass. But what you've got to be careful of is this direction of travel here, because at the moment the direction of travel I am pointing downwards to make it look like I am at this car park here heading down here when I want it the other way around. So I twist it to make sure the direction of travel is the right way, and I'll line these two car parks up together. Now the next thing is you need to hold firmly in place with one hand the compass, and with the other you need to get these lines in the grid pointing north. And to do this, you can see these blue lines here heading north to south. Well, I line up these lines here with these lines here to make sure they are pointing the right way. So I'll twist this compass to make sure they are lined up like so, and make sure, and what you double check before getting off is you make sure those two are still lined up and the compass hasn't accidentally moved when twisting. Now I've done that, I want to make sure I'm heading in the right direction. I want to get this north arrow into this red arrow in the compass here. So I'll just twist it until there, and then I'll look up at the direction of travel, and I am heading in that direction here, and I'll keep walking that way as a rough bearing to where I want to head.